No matter what you do in life or which goals you try to achieve, it's all for one thing. You want to be happy. Which of course everybody wants. However, the things that most people think make them happy won't actually make them happy in the long term. So you don't end up in a situation where you achieved a lot of goals and you're still unhappy. Let's talk about 3 things that make you happy in the long run. Hey, this is Alex. Glad you tuned in today, and this is a topic that's very close to my heart because these are 3 things that I try to focus on in my life a lot. And without further ado, let's go right into tip number 1. Gratefulness. Not the people who are happy are grateful, but the people who are grateful are happy. We have this thing up in here called our mind, and our mind is a pretty unique tool, the best tool we have in our hands. However, it has a certain talent to see the things that are not good in our life, that are missing in our life, or where we are worse than other people. In short, things we lack. And if we feel that we lack something, yeah, our happiness declines quite rapidly sometimes. Of course, then it's easy for other people to say, hey, just focus on the positive, but you probably know as well how difficult it is to focus on the good things if you are pissed off, if you are unhappy, demotivated, sad, or just feeling down. Therefore, let's hack this process, this refocusing, and do it with gratitude. With gratitude, you automatically shift the focus to the things that are good in your life or the things that you already have. It's not a forced way of trying to see the positive. It's literally just appreciating the small or bigger things that are going great in your life. And I said small things on purpose because it's way easier to focus on these little things that we take for granted during the day-to-day life, which can make us quite happy. Just think about that. You obviously have access to internet because otherwise you couldn't watch this video. You probably have access to clean water, so you can drink, you don't have to think about this, and you can shower and wash yourself whenever you want, which also would suck quite a lot if you didn't have access to clean water. You probably have a couple of good friends, you probably have clothes to wear, you probably have a roof to sleep under, you probably have a bed, you probably don't have to worry about where to get the next meal from, and you were born in this century. Imagine you were born in the medieval times. Man, I wouldn't want to live back then. Seems quite cheesy, right? But it works. And if it works, it works. So let's do more of it. Be grateful, which automatically shifts your focus, which changes your emotion, which gives you more energy. And with this, you are not just more happy, you also have more motivation and more energy to pursue bigger goals. Which brings us to tip number 2, self-awareness. What makes me happy and what I really like to do is probably different than what makes you happy and what makes you really fulfilled. If you don't have the self-awareness, you don't even know what actually makes you happy, what you actually enjoy, what actually gives you a feeling of fulfillment and accomplishment, well, then it's quite difficult to be happy over a long period of time, right? So get to know yourself better. Reflect daily. Talk with coaches, with mentors, with good friends about what you enjoy, what you don't like. Ask them questions about yourself because other people will see and experience you differently than you experience yourself. Through this, you learn certain details, certain small things that you maybe wouldn't have thought about yourself, and your level of self-awareness rises day by day. The bigger your self-awareness, the easier it suddenly is to figure out what actually makes you happy, what you actually enjoy and what you don't like. I just want to add a little side note right here. To be happy over a long period of time, in the long run, don't just focus on adding new things, oh, this makes me happy, so I add this to my life. Focus on removing the things that actually sabotage your happiness and your fulfillment. This will make you much happier for a long period of time. One of the best ways you can gain self-awareness and actually train it is meditation. Just simple awareness meditation for 10 to 20 minutes a day, where you just sit and focus on your breath, or focus on a mantra, which is actually just called mind tool, mantra. And like this, you learn to observe your thoughts, your emotions, your mindsets, your impulses, your daily habits, what you do on a day-to-day basis, and your awareness grows day by day. Which brings us to tip number 3. Surround yourself with the right people. Before you diagnose yourself with low self-esteem or depression, first make sure that you're not surrounded by assholes. You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. The people you hang around with the most, they will influence you. They will influence what you think, what you feel, what you eat, what you do on a daily basis, which goals you hold valuable and which goals you try to pursue, they will influence everything. This, in my opinion, is the biggest game changer of all. I just made a video a couple days ago about #1 shortcut to success, which I'm gonna link up here, which you should definitely watch. And I'm actually talking about which people you have to surround yourself with to become more successful. And here, it's the same thing. If you surround yourself with people who have high self-esteem, your self-esteem, your confidence will grow as well. If your friends are optimists, not the blind optimists who just always see the light, but realistic optimists, you will start to think this way as well. If your friends after a failure don't just lay there and get depressed, but they learn from it, get up and start working again, then you will actually start doing this as well. Of course, the opposite is true as well. If you surround yourself with people who are pessimists, you will start becoming pessimists. If they cry after every mistake and get demotivated, you will probably do the same after a while. And if they talk bad about other people, if they're not motivated, if they're not working hard, if they're lazy, well, all of this will happen to you. Why? Because we are social animals and we always look at what the people around us are doing and what is normal, quote unquote normal, in our circle of influence, in our circle of friends. You can imagine it being like a small subculture. Every circle of friends is like a small niche culture where you do things a certain way, where you think a certain way, where you act a certain way, where you pursue certain goals, and where you just have a certain kind of people. The good thing is you can influence this actively, and you should if you want to be happy over a long period of time and not just by buying one cool thing which makes you happy for a day or two. Be grateful, be self-aware, and have the right people around you, and you will live a pretty awesome life. If you have questions or topics that you want me to cover in the next video, then leave a comment down below. I read all of them and I will answer to all of them. And if your question is a good one, I will make a video about it. Plus, don't forget to leave a thumbs up, subscribe, because the next video is coming tomorrow. I'm uploading a video every day. And with this said, see you tomorrow.